There it goes. Yeah, there was an update to my PC, so microphone wasn't working. It's fine, we're here now. Oh man. Things are a little crazy now lately, aren't they? A lot of people always tell me nothing ever happens. Well, things just keep happening. In fact, things are happening quite often. So, you know, it's just how it is. Share the stream. Wherever you're watching right now. Share it, leave a like if it's on YouTube or something like that, you know. That helps. Make sure you interact in some way, chat, something like that, you know. Make sure you don't get counted as a bot. This, you know, is something that's been really bothering me lately, and something we can talk about today because it really has been very frustrating. Is that my analytics have not, for a while now, ever since they made these changes, my analytics do not match what I see in the chat. Which is very frustrating. Because on both Twitch and YouTube, which I think it still works on YouTube, you know, I can, at least on Twitch, you know, I can, oh look, I can't hear anything either because of the Windows update. That's great. You know, on Twitch, I can look and, you know, I can see like who's in the chat, you know. I can see who's hanging out even if they're not chatting. And for months now, the analytics do not match the amount of people that are actually in the chat. It happens pretty frequently, and it's very inaccurate, and it's all because their supposed anti-bot system or whatever that doesn't work. Apparently, viewbotting on Twitch is still really bad. To the point where some like streamer, like I think it was like a streamer manager, wrote an article recently about like people, like encouraging people to viewbot because you're at a disadvantage if you don't. Which is just insane. Because viewbotting isn't actually going to get you anywhere, in my opinion. Well, I mean, sure, it might get you some sponsorships maybe because of your fake numbers, but like I don't see how people can get any kind of enjoyment or fulfillment out of that, you know. I'm not a very big creator, but I would rather stream to just a few people than nobody at all. And like if you're just botting, you're pretty much streaming to nobody. I don't understand it. Baxter covered this. It's for helping show up in the top slots in a streaming category. I mean, I can see that. It's still really scummy though. And I feel like it would end up hurting you in the long run. But then again, I don't know. I'm not an expert, but I feel like it would end up hurting you in the long run. I would much prefer to grow in a more organic way, which you know, that's why I always bug y'all about sharing the streams, because that's really the only like way to truly grow organically now. Because algorithms are unpredictable and unreliable, and botting is like, yeah, it's an issue, of course, but it's certainly not a permanent solution. I don't know. I just don't get why people would do it. The only thing I can think, other than you're trying to get to that top slot, is, I mean, if like sponsors are just paying you by like your concurrent view number, you know, then I guess people could basically be scamming sponsors. But that's got to be very illegal. I don't know if anyone would actually get into serious trouble for that, but that feels like it'd be illegal. But yeah, so that's why I bug y'all about sharing the stream and interacting and all that, because you get treated like a bot if you don't. But bots still give people views if they pay for bots, so it doesn't make sense anymore. I don't understand. I guess it's because now like people can pay like for bots that will actually type in the chat, which I don't know how the bot would know what's going on the stream to be able to type in the chat, but yeah, I don't know. No, you would think that would break a sponsorship contract. That's true. So I don't know. It's just very, very strange, very weird. And yeah, just a thing, you know. Probably just spam random generic words. Yeah, but that would be really obvious, though. I mean, I guess, you know, nowadays, like, AI is getting better and better. That might be part of it. And that's terrifying to think about, that AI is getting better. Because I don't trust AI. Make the bot say slurs. Argue for them having delay. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's only used AI to have like an AI watch the stream. That could definitely be something. Oh, geez. Windows update screwed with all of my settings. What the hell? How does the mic sound? Like the mic keeps jumping as if it's picking something up. That should not be a thing. That's really weird. Sounds good right now? Okay, well, I don't know. That's weird. I don't know why my mixer is jumping up like the microphone is picking up something. That's really weird. Like earlier sounded like picking up a player ball. Oh, that was probably my lighter. Where'd I put it? That's what you heard. That was my lighter. Here's a hypothetical. Is it wrong if you bought to make your official numbers match your real ones? I mean, that's a good question. because there's been times like, I mean, I've never had just like a huge view count, and I know that, but there's been times when like I'll go on Twitch and I'll see like maybe 20 people in the chat, and like the actual like analytics don't even show half of that many. So it's definitely some funky stuff going on. I just dropped some ash on my chair. It's fine. So that's a good question. I mean, if you're trying to actually make your analytics match your views, you could definitely argue for that. I still don't think it's a very good idea, because you could probably run into some issues with that. Does it not count people on other tabs? I think if you tab out, they stop counting if you tab out. I think if you have more than 2 Twitch streams open at once, they stop counting you. So stuff like that, yeah. It's very weird. So it's, yeah, generally, like if you're going to watch somebody, it's generally best to keep it under 2 streams open at a time, and keep everything tabbed in. So, oh, Lori, thank you for the gifted sub. Oh, I hate every time there's a Windows update, it messes up everything with all of my stream stuff. It's very, very annoying. So I did not hear that alert, but I have to go and fix that. Microsoft, yeah, pretty much. You know, Alfonso Higal, if any of you know him, he's been posting about how you can get like some kind of like a version of Windows 10 that doesn't ever update or something, because they use it in like hospitals and stuff. And I've thought about asking him on like helping me do that. The only thing is I don't know how secure something like that is. So I don't know. I'm not computers. Yeah, no, I'm sick of Windows updates. You always mess things up. Probably somewhat secure if hospitals use it. Well, yeah, but they're also using it like lots of times on, you know, enclosed networks, but yeah. The only problem is if I did that, I have to completely reset up my PC, and that would really, really annoy me. I don't want to have to do that. Really don't want to. That's fine, Lori. Thank you for stopping by. Windows 10 embedded gets security updates for another 5-ish years. I don't know. I don't want to have to like reset up my computer again, because I know like something would go wrong and not everything would be backed up, and it would just be a headache for me. So that wouldn't be fun. I'm sure eventually games will require Windows 11 Plus. Yeah, that's also an unfortunate thing. But then again, games kind of suck now. So maybe it won't matter what games require in the future. You know? They're shutting down Highguard, the Overwatch clone that was made by like supposedly former Titanfall developers. Titanfall 3 died for that. It sucks. Must be a great flush before taking games become good again. Yeah. The same door now is getting an external SSD and start backing up files. Dude, do you know how expensive external SSDs are right now because of AI? Like, I already have some debt to pay off. Like, trying to buy an external SSD would double it right now. But, you know, HighGuard is shutting down. It was how long was it around? For a couple months. AI affected the supply chain for PC parts in general. Even if it wasn't direct, even if they weren't directly buying up SSDs, they still affected the whole supply chain in general. So, yeah, I don't like, because HighGuard was up for a month. Yeah, it did not last very long. It did not beat Conqueror's record. Let me see. You know what? Let me see. Let me find, like, I can find. Let me find some actual details for HighGuard shutting down. Okay, yeah, it's permanently shutting down on the 12th, so in just a few days. Let's see. When did it release? It launched January 26th. So, ow. It's been around for a little. It'll be around for like a month and a half. Well, I think an artificial shortage is still a shortage, you know. But yeah, so HighGuard's been around for like a month and a half, and now they're shutting down. And the little bit that I saw of it, I saw Doki Bird play a little bit of it. And for one, it seemed like they were just trying to do too much, and then they didn't do it very well. And then there was just a lot of stuff missing. So, it just failed. And that's the thing. Like, I've seen stuff about the developers are trying to blame the gamers, as they always do. They never take any kind of accountability for making a bad product. And you know, I'm sure that hero shooters still have a market. Overwatch still exists. Which Overwatch dropped the 2 and just became Overwatch again, which is just like the whole point of going to Overwatch 2 was there's no point in it, I guess. Marvel Rivals seems doing just fine. I have heard Marvel Rivals is doing good. I have not played it at all, but I haven't really played like a hero MOBA since I got sick of Overwatch like 5 years ago. So I haven't actually tried Marvel Rivals out. Like I used to. When did Overwatch 2 like come out? Because it was basically they took Overwatch and it was basically just an update to Overwatch. Overwatch 2 2023, right. So Overwatch had been around for a long while, and Overwatch 2 comes out, and like it was gonna be, they were gonna have like a PvE mode and a story mode and all kinds of stuff. And then it actually dropped, and it was literally just an update to Overwatch. Like there was no PvE mode, nothing like that. It was literally the same game. Just I think they dropped it down to like 5-player teams. And they it had like, you know, some graphical or like some aesthetic changes, but it was literally just the same game. And I think that was around like when they were going to shut down the original Overwatch. Me and all my friends that played Overwatch just quit. So we never touched Overwatch 2. So ran out of breast milk mid-development. That they did. So, but now it's just back to Overwatch. And I mean, I'm sure Overwatch is still popular, but I doubt it's as big as it used to be. I did see that Overwatch 2 basically removed all of the characters' asses because, you know, people aren't allowed to be attractive in video games anymore. Wonder how long Marathon will have. That released today, right? I have not heard many good things about Marathon, which is really sad because I love Bungie. My first shooter game was Combat Evolved when I was but a small child. I was quite young, and a kid from church was babysitting me. He was like, you know, like a teenager. And Combat Evolved had come out like a year before or something. And my dad told him that I could play it because you were shooting aliens, even though it was a mature rated game. And I was like little. So that was my first experience with the shooter game was Combat Evolved. And now Bungie, you're right, Bungie is dead, unfortunately, which is very sad. I do know that Mario O'Donnell is running for Congress, which is kind of funny. I follow him on Twitter. That is pretty funny. Ow. Got a spark on my fingy. So yeah, how long did, because no one has beat Concord's record yet, because it was only live for just 48 hours or something crazy like that. I think it was. Concord was 12 days. Oh, it was 12 days. Okay. I don't know why I thought 48 hours. I just know it did not last for very long. So I guess we'll see if anyone ever beats that record, but I think that like AAA gaming is not going to last much longer. Would have thought that a product made for no one will be played by no one. That's so true. Like this whole thing, people just don't understand. Like, they don't understand why Overwatch originally was successful and why Marvel Rivals is successful now. Is because they made everybody hot. Like, that was the whole thing. That is a more direct way to say it, player, yes. But they made everybody attractive. They made all the characters attractive. Because, surprise, surprise, people of all types like looking at attractive people. Isn't that something? Like, because even like, all right, original Overwatch, even Roadhog, it's a big fat Australian bastard, right? But he had big ripped arms because women like dudes with big ripped arms. Like, that's one thing that women like. Big arms for women is like big boobs for dudes. So they knew what they were doing with the entire roster. They knew exactly what they were doing with the entire roster of Overwatch. And it seems that people have lost that understanding. Haven't played the second Overwatch, but I can name every character that matters. Play Taimanen Squad? The hell is that? The Japanese were delivered once again, huh? Let's see. Oh, it's free on Steam. Well, that's nice. Strategic RPG with girls. Okay, cool. Is this a gacha game? Oh man, I don't need any more gacha games. I started playing Blue Archive because I was just getting bored with like the gameplay loop of Girls Frontline. I don't need any other gacha games. There are a couple games I want to play. Got some stuff on a wish list. Blue Archive has a bad gameplay loop. Yeah, but it's still a little better, a little more interesting than Girls Frontline, in my opinion. Let me see. There was one game that I was wanting to get. That one's not coming out yet. There's this one. It's like a third-person shooter with like retro graphics. But it's still, the release date still hasn't been announced. But it's like an anime girl, and it's like a horror shooter. That would be fun. Blue Archive's a glorified idol game. The characters are still cute though. Oh, yeah, there's a game called Reverse Collapse. Looks like it's fun. There's a Souls-like called AI Limit, which kind of reminds me of Code Vein, which I think they were making another Code Vein. I never completely beat the first one, but I played Code Vein. I got fairly far into it actually. At least the Japanese are still making good games, I guess. Like a Resident Evil type. Let me see. What's it called? It's called Nightmare Operator. I wouldn't. From what I see of it, it doesn't necessarily look like Resident Evil. It looks maybe almost more like an over-the-shoulder tactical shooter, but with horror stuff. That's kind of how it looks, and retro graphics. It looks pretty cool. It almost gives more like a Dead Space vibe, except not in space. Which y'all know I'm a really big fan of Dead Space, so. So that's definitely a contender if it ever comes out, because I like horror shooters a lot. Speaking of Resident Evil, I really want to play the new Resident Evil. I hope it goes on sale soon, even though it just came out. Because I do really want to play it. I like Resident Evil. But I can't bring myself to buy games at full price anymore. I just can't do it. All the other stuff I have to pay for. Hopefully Game will bless us with the sale. I sure hope so. I sure hope so. Speaking of games that were on sale, I did get, this was a while back, I actually got Space Marine 2, but I've never finished the first Space Marine game, so I don't want to play it yet. They're all $70 now. Yes, $70 or more for new games. But you know what? Indie games are where it's at now, though. There's another game. Oh, where is it? The dev from the Citadel dev reposted it, and I don't know if it was available to wishlist yet or not. But it was basically another like Beyond Citadel type game with, you know, hot anime girl boomer shooter. I'm gonna have to make sure I find that too, because those are great. That's a really good genre right there. It's not necessary to finish Space Marine 1 to understand 2, but okay, but there's still like characters that carry over and stuff. Like I want to have the backstory, you know. Misha, is that it? Maybe. Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay, yeah, I have it. Yeah, I have it bookmarked, yeah. No release date yet. But sexy anime girl with gun is always gonna be good, so. Oh. It's best to play the first Space Marine to fully enjoy too. Yeah, I figured. And I want to, so I don't know how far I am through the first game. I played it for like 5 hours, but I do want to finish it. I only just got like 5 hours into it. I don't remember how exactly. It's been a little while since I played it, so I'm gonna need to go back and pick it back up at some point. But so also, I'm sorry, I just now saw that shit you said, player. The reason I picked Roadhog as an example earlier is because, like, he was the one that was, like, outside of the norm of being hot in a game. Like, he's a big fat guy. Like, he was an extreme example. May was not fat, she was thick. If you saw her pajama skin, you would know that she was just a thick Chinese woman, and she was not fat. So, yeah, I'm probably about halfway through Space Marine 1. I just need to actually get around to finishing it. I've just had a lot going on, and, you know, work is getting a little crazy again, and I was not feeling very good. I'm still not feeling great. You know, I didn't stream Tuesday because I was feeling bad enough to where, like, I was a little worried. So I went to the clinic on Tuesday. Just, you know, stuff happening that made me worry. But they said there was nothing that could be an emergency. So, because they did a few tests, some blood tests and x-rays and other things And they said it was nothing that would be an emergency, but still felt pretty terrible. So that's why I'm just hanging out for tonight, because I'll be honest, I don't have that much energy. So, but I don't like missing a lot of streams. Even if I'm not able to stream for like a super long amount of time or whatever, I still want to stream, you know. And there's a lot happening. You know, since Kuramaru is here, I don't really think Kuramaru can say nothing ever happens anymore, because a lot of stuff has happened in the past week. Stuff that I know that some people have wanted to happen for a long time. Of course, you know, with me, the only countries I care about are America and Japan, because Japan made anime girls, so they get included in the countries I care about. So, 2. I'm just very glad. I'm just very glad that all my family members that were in the military are no longer in the military, because I'm real sick of us playing in the exploding sandbox. You know, it's just not a fun place for us to be. Last year, I hope you're feeling better. Gun, yes, Gun. I'm better than I was. I'm still pretty worn out, honestly. But I'm making it. I'm making it. I wanted to at least hang out for a little bit. But I'm kind of sick of everywhere else. Can we just like close off the borders and point our missiles at everybody and say, leave us the fuck alone? I think that would work, personally. I think there's a good chance that works if we did that. We just gotta stop being the world's hitman. I don't think that's not effectively what we do now. Effectively, we try to meddle in everything, and it just ends up causing problems. Like, we pay for like all of Europe's defense. We pay for Canada's defense. We deal with all of this shit. I can only buy food when it's on sale. And we're paying to defend the European Union. And the European Union hates us. You know what I mean? That's not a fun thing. We have problems over there dealt with before they get strong enough to make it over here. See, so many of the problems in other places are of our own making because we don't leave things alone. Screw everybody else. I can't afford gas. I don't get to drive to go see my Oh, hey Tropa. Welcome to the raid. I've just been smoking tobacco and complaining about things. Welcome. I hope you had a good stream. Welcome in. Yeah, like, I can't afford the gas to drive to go visit my nephews on a weekend or something. So why are we giving money to Germany and shit, right? Love your voice. Thank you. I've never heard your voice, but I'm sure you have a good voice as well. Ow. So yeah, so that sucks. I kind of wish that that sandbox over in the middle of the east would just turn to glass already, so we don't have to worry about it. Like, just leave them to their own devices. Ow. I don't care anymore. Throw something else at him for me? Okay. But yeah, I'm just glad no, like, I've had family in the military. I'm glad none of them are in anymore. Like, once Iran is dealt with, probably can. They're the only one that had global ambitions and the ability to do something with them. I mean, maybe. I don't know. The thing is, we all know exactly what's going to happen, right? Right? They bombed the guy. You know, they cut the head off the snake, as they say. And then, oh no, our actions with taking out this guy. Oh, it's destabilized the Middle East. Bish, the Middle East has been destabilized for 3,000 years. It's been destabilized over there since Jesus died. My guy. I'm sick of it. Like, if I can't afford to go to Kroger and buy myself some ground beef, I don't care about anything else. You know? Middle East is always just going to be destabilized. Their foundations are made of sand. For 20,000 years, it's been destabilized since its existence. Okay. Well, I finished the smoke, so let's talk about some positive things now. How about we do that? think you mean a few decades after the death of Christ. It's, you know, they weren't exactly good things going on over there when he was alive either, considering what they did to him. Slay the Spire 2 is pretty fun. I've never played the first one. I've heard of that, but I don't know much about it. Seen the new Kel-Tec P90 pistol abomination? I have, and I kind of want one. So it definitely is something I would like. Oh, Slay the Spire is just a side scroller game. Okay, I hope it's not a platformer. I'm not good at platforming. But yeah, no, I definitely want the Goofy Kel-Tec gun. It's fantastic. A card game? Oh, I'm not very good at card games, to be honest. So I'd probably be terrible at it. Finally installed Red River, and I understand the Loot Goblin mindset. Yeah, I am a very, very functional Loot Goblin, I guess you could say. And there's too many games now that feed into my Loot Goblin side. It's not good for me. They have a Jungle Clip, which is practically just a fast mag attachment for P90 mag. That's fantastic. I love that. I think it's great. Speaking of games like Red River, Gray Zone is finally getting the big update, like at the end of the month. I saw online someone said Gray Zone they always update on a Thursday. That's just like what they do. So that means people are guessing the update's going to be like the last Thursday of March. Hi, Summon. So what I'm thinking is what if that Thursday and Friday I took off of work and I just like binged Gray Zone like all weekend on stream, and we can make like a thing out of it, and because then maybe I'll get some revenue, and I'll be able to pay off some bills, and it'll have a fun time. You know, could be fun. Sponsored by the Dragon's Tea, by the way. I don't know. I think that'd be a fun thing to do, just to really just see what all they've done and see how well. I have high hopes. Is Gray Zone another Tarkov-like game? It's not like Tarkov. I'm not gonna say that. It's not like Tarkov. It is like a tactical shooter, and in that way, it's kind of like Tarkov, but it's open world. It's not like loading into missions. It's like an open world multiplayer type thing. So the similarities are in just some of the mechanics are kind of similar. It to me, like if I'm playing Gray Zone, it's kind of a different. Like I enjoy both games. It's definitely just a different experience than Tarkov. Both in a good way. So I like both games. Gray Zone does not have as much stuff to loot as Tarkov does, but it's also not been around as long. But I know this next update is supposed to add a lot of stuff. So hopefully more stuff to loot, and they are supposed to be like really rebalancing weapons to make pretty much every gun viable. Which is good, because that's one thing that Tarkov does really well, is you can get a kill with just about anything in the game if you need to. Whereas like Gray Zone, like anything that was in a pistol caliber really suffered for a while there. So like a Ghost Recon type of map, I guess. I guess it's an open world. It's an open world island, and it's a pretty big map, and you can get a helicopter and fly to different parts of the map and stuff. So it's interesting and fun. New Keltec has proprietary trigger that won't accept FRTs. Get the stuff and things conversion for the Keltec staple gun. My goal for if I get anything with the FRT is to get one of those nice Lima 6 uppers, belt-fed uppers, and slap an FRT into a lower with one of those. That is what I would really like to do. Or if I could get an FRT for my printed Glock, that would be also kind of fun. I think they make Glock FRTs. What was the last thing I printed? I don't remember the last thing I printed. I haven't been able to make like a new gun in a little while. Get a TX22 with an FRT like PSR. The TX22 is a little pricey, but they are cool. I was trying to look. I was trying to look for some really inexpensive prints. And so someone had suggested like a 22 pistol that was really cheap to build that I might look into. Because I still just don't have a lot of disposable income right now. You know, when I got left holding the bag on a lot of expenses, and I had a lot of help getting through that, but it's still really it really set me back. I've been playing catch up for a while, so I haven't put any money towards any new guns for a while, which makes me sad. But I'm going to be looking into some like really cheap stuff that I can print that would be fun. Because that one pistol I saw actually, it was like a little 22 semi-automatic pistol, and it looked cool. So, are there some 3D printed guns that use a CMG 22LR conversion kit? There are. My very first printed gun was SG22 that I used that, and I still have that conversion kit around here somewhere. I definitely could probably try to make like a little something with that too. So there are options. You know, I've just been trying to get a lot of things back on track. I don't I don't have a lot of free time at the moment. That's why I'm not really streaming a lot on weekends, is because that's my time when I can like work on my house, like do like clean up the house if I need to, or do what I need to around the house, and then get some like me time. That's about the only time I'm able to do that. So yeah, I'm working on stuff. Could do the Orca 22 Stinger version with the CMMG. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. The one thing I have a lot of filament. Like, I have a lot of filament. So that's not going to be an issue for a while. And I have a couple Ender 3s. So I can't do anything super fast, but I can still print some things. So I'm gonna be looking into stuff that I can build for really cheap, or with stuff I already have, basically. That's kind of the plan right now. So, but I'm very much looking forward to it. Looking forward to that. So that'll be fun. I'll obviously, like any new stuff I print, I'm going to try to, you know, build it on stream too. So, yeah, Ender 3 still hold up great. You know, concerned all about this anti-3D printing legislation. I mean, I think like being completely unconcerned about it is stupid. Like, you should be like vigilant and, you know, watchful of stuff like that. But I mean, it has already been legislated, like I think at the Supreme Court level, that code is speech. So, like, at least as far as that goes, it's going to be very difficult to get any progress on that. the whole thing with them trying to like I think it's like California and New York are saying that printers have to have like some kind of like a blocker or whatever to stop you from printing guns, which I don't know how that would, that's just as stupid as microstamping, in my opinion. I don't know how something like that's supposed to work. I mean, worst case scenario, if you don't live in California, you're going to have to learn how to jailbreak 3D printers if you buy a new one. Or these companies just stop selling 3D printers to people in California and New York. Like, that's also a possibility. Politicians won't let a little thing like the Constitution get in the way. This code blocks could probably get cracked in like 2 hours. Probably. I mean, there's so much open source 3D printed stuff out there. Like, you can just, I don't know how, because I'm stupid, but you can just put new firmware on a 3D printer. So, and you know, Cura is fully open source, and you can get like still get like the older versions of Cura. Like, it's just, you know, it's just, you know, there needs to be some punishment for passing laws that are obviously violating the Constitution. You know, in a perfect world, but how long did it take them to make switches for the unswitchable Glock? It was less than 24 hours. It was almost immediate, so I'm sure most people at this point have never actually interacted with 3D printers and the software that goes with them. I mean, yeah, that is a fair thing to say. I can agree to that. But, you know, in another, you know, I'm done smoking, so we're talking about positive things. Who was it? There was some, let me pull it up, because the NAGR posted about it. Let me see. National Association for Gun Rights. Let me see. They posted it. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, Mike Lee. He's a senator, right? He has unveiled a national constitutional carry bill to override hostile state gun laws, and it's backed by the NAGR. Now that hopefully, you know, hopefully something like that would, you know, right now I think there's like 27 or 28 states that are constitutional carry now, so the majority are already. So if they just nationalize constitutional carry, that's really going to be a big blow to a lot of gun control initiatives. So it'd be sweet having constitutional carry everywhere. It absolutely would. Yeah, I hope something like that passes. It's good to try to stay hopeful and keep pushing for good stuff to happen. So 28 sounds right from your memory. I think it's 28. Let me see. I'm not good at typing. Let's see. Constitutional carry states 29. Okay, at 29 now. So I was just off by one. So yeah, the majority. That's awesome. So yeah, I think there's probably a good chance that nationwide bill goes through. So that's pretty cool. Very exciting. I'm also, you know, this spring, maybe summer, I'm going to try to get back to, you know, making some actual like gun videos that I might be able to put on YouTube and like Rumble, because Rumble's a good YouTube backup. Which apparently Asmongold is going to start streaming on Rumble now, so that's kind of a big deal. Once I have like my finances in order, I at least have enough like spare ammo. You know, not my good ammo, but I have enough spare ammo where I could make a couple gun videos. And PSR actually did another printed gun video recently, so, and I think it went pretty well for him. So maybe I don't know if YouTube is maybe kind of backing off a little bit or being not quite so bad. I hope. So, yeah, he did a recession Ruger video. Got 65,000 views on it. That's pretty good. I want to make a recession Ruger. I can never get a kit for a good price, though. We had 3D Print General hasn't gotten his channel back. Yeah, he still hasn't, yeah. He still hasn't. Enforcement's just manual. He also made, the little minimalist Glock frame that's super tiny, which I kind of want to print one of those because it looks hilarious. So he's doing a little bit of printing stuff again on YouTube, and it's performing well. So who knows? So yeah, that might be something I try to do more of when I have the time. I'll just have to. I'll have to drive out because my parents have some land. I'll have to just drive out there because I don't want to deal with like going to ranges or anything anymore. That's just not fun. Our size, we can do whatever. Maybe for a while there, like my YouTube is not that big, and for a while I really got smacked down hard on YouTube. So I'm still trying to recover my YouTube after all that, but but yeah. Crazy things are happening, but it's not all bad. Kurumara would be really funny if you installed a forced reset safety on stream. You can do it on Twitch. Twitch won't care, but YouTube does not like gun stuff on stream. Alright. Well, I wanted to stream, and I streamed. I made it. Well, that's good to hear, Phonetic. Yeah, I'm still not feeling great. So, even though we've only been here for about an hour, I am kind of feeling it. I'm still a little worn down. But I will try to actually get some rest tonight. So hopefully I'll be able to do a nice long stream tomorrow playing Metal Gear Solid or something. I think that'll be the plan. So make sure you come back. Oh, hi Drifter Fox. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm not a femboy, but I will go get some rest. I will go get some rest. Also, I want to take a shower. So, that always makes me feel better. Okay, yeah, I'm still going to be trying to stream tomorrow. I might just do more Metal Gear Solid, because I was having a lot of fun with it. So, and it is Friday. I can stream it as long as I want. So yeah, that'll be it for tonight. I know, short stream, but I'll raid somebody. So stick around for that. I really appreciate you coming to show up, even though I am tired and, you know, just rambling about stuff. I appreciate it. Y'all are fantastic. Yeah. You see, you tried to make the raid message. I don't know. It seems like it broke. I'll have to try to fix that. Okay. Good night, everyone. Take it easy. I appreciate you all. Stick around for the raid. It'll be AFT raid. And hopefully I see you tomorrow. Good night.